Hello everybody and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing, the Premier Division. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings, but before we introduce my co-commentator, my love of my life as it is Valentine's Day, I will go through the standings right now, because Nikos is in a comprehensive lead, a very big lead ahead of everyone else, because he is on 112 points, I'm sure that's, 112 points ahead of Mixilius Jarmas 69. That's quite a gap. Then there's Glocky in P3 and Stam in P4. Senna is in P5. Orchard David is in P6. Jesse Tony is in P7. Weisslick is in P8. Medium Pilot is in P9. And Raikkonen is in P10. Josh is in P11. Fotio is in P12. Sam is in P13. Two Smooths is in P14. Peter Solheim is in P15. And ZZ Flow is in P16. Brumadinho is in P17. I love that name. Ages P is in P18. Nick is in P19. And Boca Berserk is in P20. Okay, but before anything else, let's introduce my lover for tonight. As Valentine's Day, I always get lonely, so I decided to bring a good friend. Hello, Alex.
Hello, I feel somewhat uncomfortable right now.
I forgot to mention I was going to do that, didn't I?
Yeah, thank you. You're lucky that I am not a taken guy. So, thankfully, it's acceptable. But thank you. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say I do not reciprocate this feelings to you. But sure, tonight I will be your company. I will make you laugh. I'll make you cry as we sit in Austin and remember how screwed America's politics are. There you go. There's a politics joke for you on Valentine's Day.
I tell you what. Completely already away from racing and we've not even made it to the lobby yet is also I have to apologise, I do have a cold, so already JB sickness has already hit in 2019. I have to say, have you got any Valentine's Day puns for racing?
Not for racing, no. I'm very good at nerdy pickup lines, but I'm not.
I think my favourite one that popped up was I'm gonna kiss you like I kiss the apex.
Oh, see, I have some like nerdy ones in my wheelhouse, but I don't have any racing, unfortunately.
Alright, so we're going to head over to qualifying now, as already the stream has reached a new peak in awkwardness. It's America. It's the track killer, as I call it. It's a track which I love to watch, which I really don't love to drive. I mean, Alex, you were out on track yesterday. You found it difficult.
Yeah, I got dive bombed a lot. It's a circuit where, for some reason, the stewards break when it comes to the rules, and also very difficult to drive. If you didn't get the joke, it was the Max Verstappen thing. They got booted off the podium for exceeding track limits. We'll leave that there. But no, it's very difficult to drive. A lot of overtaking opportunities, but you really don't want to lose any front wing because that first sector will kill you. So you've got to be very, very careful. Yes, it's very easy to get penalties around here as well, JB.
It really is. Affectionately nicknamed for the Endurance Series, 6 hours of trying hard not to get corner cutting penalties by one Jimmy Broadbent. The penalties here are so harsh, it's unbelievable, and yet for a track with so much runoff at points, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And also, obviously, we're in the league right now, and it's at a key moment in the season where the World Championship can be decided. I have a bit of insight for you if you want, mate. I can give you some insight.
Yeah, go on.
I was talking to Luke or Reflow, and he says that he thinks this weekend, also this Thursday, that he can push for a... It is Thursday, yes. He can push for a podium tonight, so hopefully he can do it. I know BSI Josh, know he's very quick. Obviously Kimi Raikkonen counted on last time. And as well, we're missing a few of the big hitters. I see that Mixilius isn't here, so that's a big blow. But I assume that the one-stop strategy will be in effect, where it's ultra soft to medium compound tyres.
Well, we can assume that, but last night in GP2 we didn't see that, as it began to rain later on. So it'll be interesting to see whether these guys get the same treatment with the wet weather here in Austin, or whether we're going to have a full-on dry race all the way through. But by the looks of the tyre compounds on the way out onto the track right now, with that Jesse Tony and Weisslick on, they are both on the medium compound, the hardest compound of tyres, which means that I'm assuming that they're going for a wet start. What we've got here, dry qualifying and dry race from Lee, last night's race winner.
Yeah, it should have been melee, mate. Watch out. I'm kidding me. I had no pace around the circuit.
To be fair,
but-
mate, you need to go back and watch season 1's race around here, because I span at the S's so many times on my first on the first couple of laps on the super soft tyres. I ended up bailing in for a 2-stop strategy, and I think I finished 7th.
Unless I'm being strange, it looks like no, he hasn't. That's just me being a complete and utter silly. It seems that we've got a mix. Actually, no, it's a bit of a mix. You can make the ultra soft medium strategy work around here, so I'm interested to see what you go for, JB.
Well, you can, but the ultra tyres overheat so quickly at the start of the race when you're following cars that it's one you got to wait and see what's going to happen.
Yes, but track position is very key around here.
It is, yeah. It's a win. It's a win-win. It's a no-win, no-fee thing, isn't it? If you don't,
it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
That's what you were looking for.
Yeah. Either way.
This is what I'm here for. Just take the mic.
All right. So Jesse's just started his lap now. He's heading down towards the S's. This will show what the soft tyres can do. Coming through here, you see a throttle input steadily around there, dropping down to 6th gear and through the S's, trying to get it all turned in. No major dramas for the Frenchman in there. Is that just Pierre Gasly driving that car, or are we sure that it's Jesse?
I mean, we can never be sure. Obviously, we don't know if it even is Jesse, Pierre Gasly, Max Verstappen. It could be Lady Gaga for all we know. However, the name says Jesse Tonu, so we'll assume it's him. Or her. I don't...
Them! It's them! We'll just announce the...
tosser of myself today.
We'll, what we'll do... What was my brain saying? Oh yes, we'll bring in the fact that Perez... So we have another Formula 1 driver here, is actually Senna. So Senna has swapped to Perez, as his namesake. Apparently he's a big Perez fan. Can't tell you why, but you know. Coming through here is Jesse.
I was the big Paul di Resta fan back in the day, no one understood that one. So
was I. I liked Paul. He was one of the reasons I got really into Formula 1, but still Jensen's prettiest.
I knew someone that was a big Jolyon Palmer fan, which I don't understand.
Yeah, it was me for a while. Crossing the line is Jesse Tony, who invalidated his lap, and same with Y-Slick by the looks of it. So we have no idea who's going to be the first driver over the line.
I think Josh, DSI Josh.
Alright, we'll see if the man with the Fanatec wheel can do it. Crossing the line as a 1:32, yes, .0, as I suddenly forget how to say words. And then Bruno Dinio, a 1:33.0.
Slow in comparison, but still a strong time there from Bruno Dinio. Don't know what's going on there, mate. So far, so interesting. Two people we haven't seen like the pitch yet. Kimi Raikkonen, Reflow. James, how do you say it?
Braden. It's James Braden, folks.
Glocky's just come out on the ultra soft tyres, and Stan has yet to come out as well. So far, that was all to come out. Our soft one is Nikos only running 3 tenths behind VSI Josh's time, but Josh is fast at the moment.
Alright, yeah, lots of drivers seem to be struggling with the whole invalidating lap things around this track, which is incredibly dangerous and incredibly difficult to do.
Is that coming across the line on the ultra soft tyres. Let's see where he fixtures into this. He hasn't stopped. He goes second fastest, so he's not even faster than Josh, who was on the soft tyre. Interesting.
Time is always a key here in Austin, and it always improves on time later on. I've just seen Orchard David in the McLaren cause himself a little bit of grief in the S's. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. You want track position, yes, but at the same time, you sort of don't, because you can be dive bombed by these by the drivers who are. Hamilton cuts his way into the pit lane, deciding not to do what Mike Bundy did last night. If you want to know what he did last night, we have to go looking in the stream. But that was close. I did hold my breath a little bit, thinking what he's gonna do. But you can be dive bombed. This track is so open to dive bombing; it's unbelievable.
I remember when I went to watch the stream and someone directly inside of me going into the first sector, and you said it right. I didn't know he was there. You said it correctly. You can dive from so many around here. It's quite dangerous because the other driver might not know you're there, and they just cut across them, and it's game over for the Berry. I lost wing damage on that because as someone that's on the defensive, it's a silly place to dive from. But as someone on the offensive, you've got to take your chances around here because you can be very held up. So it's a lose-lose situation, mate, as you were saying. That's
yeah,
right.
It really is. We're looking at Orchard David now as he's coming up to the back of Toosmoose. We saw there was a crash down here. I think Orchard David is getting a little bit hard up. Do excuse me, I do have to mute my mic because I feel like I'm going to sneeze in a second, so excuse me.
Hello guys, welcome to the Alex Kingdom show. Thank God that JB is gone because now it's all mine. As we
Sorry,
see
did you say something there?
on his lap. Absolutely not. But here we go. We see Toosmoose going through the first sector right now on his soft tyres. We saw a bit of pace from Toosmoose last time out in Japan, my first time out here. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Very comfortable through the first sector so far. It's very easy to invalidate around here. That's where you'll see most of the drivers at this stage invalidate their laps simply for the fact it's so difficult to do that. 302nd lap on those ultra softs, mate, and you've got a 10th behind Josh. It's a bit better as Toosmoose has invalidated it again by looks of things. He puts it in low ERS modes. Struggle, but the struggles are
really is. This track is not giving anyone a chance. To see what Glock can do. Glock is coming towards the line now on his soft tyres. He's absolutely ragging that Toro Rosso, and he crosses the line now, and that puts him up to P5. Oh, look how close the Toro Rossos are.
Mate, I need you to do something for me.
Go on.
It looks like Rifo's on soft tyres, but it says on my dash, my little thing, that he's on ultra soft tyres. What are we saying he's on? Soft or ultra soft?
If it's on the tower, then that's what tyres he's on.
So he is on the ultra soft compound. He's on the ultra soft.
On my tower, he says he's on the softs.
Okay, so I'll take word for it. On my tower, it definitely says that he's on the ultra soft, mate. That's what I said.
Well, quality gains from Codemasters. The number 4. Oh, look, it's Lando Norris. No, he's in a Sauber.
Oh no, I just screwed it, don't worry, I had it on best, not fitted, my bad. Because I'm a complete and a numpty. Up to numpty. So, then.
Oh, I've got a best now.
Following my boy Reflow, he's a good friend of mine. Very slow driver, I don't understand why he's in the Premier Series, he's essentially got the speed of Jolyon Palmer. All the time.
Well, to be fair, Jolyon made it to Mercedes, made it to Formula 1 for 5 minutes, and then a little bit more.
And then he wasn't allowed on the street circuit and crashed.
That is the best thing ever. Crossing line is. I've got to be careful what I say because I'm actually going to be doing some marshalling for that company, for the company that his father owns. So I've got to be really careful what I say.
Jolyon, we love you here at SpeedForce Racing.
Yes, we do. Please come to racing with us at SpeedForce Racing. Please email if you know Jolyon Palmer and he feels like lead racing.
Pops it in 6th, which is a solid time.
Alrighty then. As I'm enjoying a nice sip of water, but Weisslick immediately goes fastest with a 130.9. As I feel very insecure about saying that word. 130.9. There we go. 2 seconds quicker than Josh and Fotio.
Now that is an ultra soft tyre time. If you're going to put the ultra softs on, you've got to be producing times like that. I think we see people like Reflow and all that come on to the super soft tyres for their last one. Reflow looks like he's going to go for a second run though, so maybe there's a little bit of unfinished business in his first one.
Hamilton has just taken pole position though right now for 130.8. So Hamilton not messing around tonight.
Absolutely not. You can't around USA. We've already said it's an unforgiving track. You don't want to get stuck around here, mate. That's why they're going for the best times possible. However, you've got to be honest, mate. Killer time by Josh from those soft compounds.
Oh, it really is. Josh, as sporting those yellow tyres, that just shows how much pace he's got hidden in that Williams. He doesn't want anyone to know. Imagine if he went on the ultra soft tyres, he'd be about what, 129, 120, 128.
I don't want to know, mate. It sounds like a horror movie for the rest of the drivers, I'll be honest. As a flow may have invalidated it, he did! On the exit, oh no!
Well, right now, I'm on board with Kimmy, And Kimi had had a brilliant race last week in Japan. He also had a good race in real life here. Kimi Raikkonen winning this Grand Prix, the only win he had of 2018. I can't see him winning, but he is enjoying that Sauber by the looks of it, isn't he?
I missed, he is, and I missed last week his Grand Prix, so I didn't know Kimi Raikkonen won, so thank you.
To be fair, actually, I missed watching it, but I watched the highlights.
Has the new Sauber been released yet?
The test livery has, and that's just like a Valentine's Day one. I doubt that. I think they're releasing the actual livery on Monday.
Oh, by the way, confirmation: the Red Bull one is the actual livery. I was kidding. I can't
Well, I tell you what, there's an interesting story about the Sauber because they were testing it at Fiero. This today actually, and they came out and said, oh yeah, do you want to hear a funny thing? Giovinazzi had to go to the airport to pick up the final components of the car to make sure that they could actually test it. Yeah, no. I'm not kidding, hand on heart.
There you go, mate. I had your boots in F1, go pick up our stuff. I don't know how old Giovinazzi is, I just called him kid. He might not be young, he might be like 30, but hey. Okay.
Gio, he raced in GP2 the same time as Pierre, but it's taking him a little bit longer to get to Formula 1 due to the fact that, everyone...
Because he's rubbish.
He's Italian, be nice. We need a good Italian in Formula 1. And,
we need a good British driver in Formula 1.
Lando!
Come on, George, we believe in you.
Lando and George, future of Formula 1.
We believe in you, boys. Mate, imagine, right, if Lance Stroll still scores more points in the racing point, I'm going to laugh my head off. As Fotio comes across the line now in a second, where's he going to pop it on the Ultrasoft? He does get better than VSR Josh, but I don't really know if that's the most comfortable time. I thought we need to go up there with Hamilton and Weasley. See if we don't get a chance in a minute. By the way, so far though, these times are looking pretty standard.
Well, I'm just thinking on Josh. He's in P4. Excuse me. Provided he has a good start, and the top two. Sorry, we know that Fotio is on. 1 second, let me have a look. Yeah, so the top three are all on ultra soft tyres. If they bog down off a start or have a bad start, he can slip straight in. But I think Josh might not come out again.
Something tells me he will, because Nikos is only 3 tenths behind him. I think he has to. I think he needs to be the best of the super soft runners. I think what the people like. I think they like to see improve of Reflow, who is only now just fitted on the super soft tyres. I'm not just a fanboy of Reflow. I know he's a very quick driver and there's a lot of respect around here, so just point out. It's only his second race. He had a very impressive running last time. Also, mate, because I'm poor and I didn't check, did he have a run-in with the stewards about that collision, or was that no running? I
didn't see anything in the steward report from Japan. To be fair, there weren't many steward reports from Japan, which was quite odd. Normally I get yelled at quite violently. I know that the stewards have already had to deal with one this week for USA, but that's to be left to the drivers to know and not for us, the press, to know. Tuzmus is struggling at this track, though. I think almost as much as he did in Japan.
Yeah, I think he's got to struggle with the setup because it just doesn't seem right. He's in the back end, left, right, and centre. So I think he's just got the wrong setup. Has he invalidated it? No, he's going to push on here to complete his lap. He can have a rest lap and do another one if he's got the fuel. He comes across like, oh, actually, we give him a bit of stick there. He just pops it in P3. So that's what I mean about Fotio, though, mate. He's not comfortable on those ultra softs, is he? He doesn't look quick. As here, like again, I'm mentioning him, but Reflow's about to start his lap on those super softs to see if he can pop it.
Well, we're looking at Jesse Tony, the Pierre Gasly Frenchman in the number 1 Red Bull. That's what I meant to say, not Pierre Gasly. He might actually hate Pierre Gasly. I might be really insulting you by saying that. But so coming down to the final corner now, the number 1 Red Bull coming around the final corner, crossing the line now. Where's that stick in? P5 for the only Red Bull tonight.
I don't know how we'll feel about that one. That's a missed opportunity from Jesse Tony. Again, I just don't. Those times aren't strong enough on those ultra softs. If someone like Too Smooth, it's not just Too Smooth, but Too Smooth on the super soft, and if they can penetrate those times, then that's not a strong enough time.
It will be interesting to see what everyone can do come the race start. You never know, the race start. The whole algorithm could suddenly change and go, yes, we want it to be a bit of wet race. Who knows? Alright, so there you see ZZ Flow coming around towards Traction. The corner I ultimately used to yell Traction at whenever I came through because I could not find any, as Nikos has gone up to P3 on the super soft tyres. Now through Traction now, ZZ's alright. His tyres aren't burning up as they come through Max Verstappen corner. No Kimi Räikkönen on the outside there.
Yeah, sorry about that, my mic absolutely cut out there for a second, so you teed me up or something, and I just completely couldn't respond. But Reflow are going to come across the line now. That's a solid time. That's solid. To be honest, I think he'll take that. He's retired yet, that's his best he can get. Will he still finish in the top 10? It's unclear. Jesse Tony comes across right now, pops it in P6 ahead of him. Still not a strong time on those tyres, but Josh has just started his last lap. So we'll see. I think Reflow is in danger though of finishing outside the top 10.
Well, I'm currently looking at Braden as he comes through the S's. James Braden, I will only call him Braden because I feel like with the opportunity of someone using their real name, I could have a chance to actually be a Formula 1 commentator. Please hire me, Sky Sports, I'm poor.
They should hire the both of us. We should just be the new commentators for 2019.
I mean,
I have an announcement to make.
The amount of stick that Crofty gave Stroll at the release of that horrendous Racing Point, was quite entertaining. It was like, oh, your dad owns a team, so is it nice to work with him? Lad's got a little bit shy. Did you see?
Yeah, and I don't really think it's a. I just don't agree with him on the seat, but that's just me.
Weisslich improving.
Yeah, Weissling. So what is
Weisslich?
Is that definitely what it is now?
That's what he said to me. Yeah.
We get told off.
Yes. He finds it funny apparently to watch people edit their name, struggle with his name to start with. Braden only managing a P9 time.
Let's see whether let's keep an eye on Josh. Josh is about to come across the line now here.
Losing the rear end. Oh, it's quicker, but it's not enough. It's invalidated. So Josh will start. Josh will start in P12, barring anyone else improving. We've got Kimi behind him, and Kimi, I think, is aiming to improve. And that's free tyre choice.
Hamilton goes even faster. But Sammy's what's called first lot is lap now. Well, that popped him. That pops him over Kimi Räikkönen, but Kimi Räikkönen surely is going to improve. He pops it.
P3 for Kimi Räikkönen here in USA. So we have Hamilton on pole and a Weisslich in P2 and Räikkönen in P3. Weisslich is the odd one out, as you can clearly tell. It is a game attack.
Well, to be honest though, what a qualifying that was, mate.
It was shrouded in mystery.
Yes, and as you can see, do you want me to run down the list, or do you want me
to please do.
So you've got Hamilton in first, Weisslich in second, Kimi Räikkönen in third, Nikos in fourth, Tsunoda's fifth, Perez in sixth, Fotio seventh, Orchard 8th, Jesse Tony 9th, Reflow rounding out the top 10. Outside the top 10, and we'll have three tyre choices. It's James Braden, Glocky, Josh, Sam, Samu, Bromidinho, and that is it, as Lee was only inviting people into the session.
So we got Braden starting down. That's so fun to say in that accent. And then we got Brumadidio. Brumadidio is supposed to be the most fun name to say in this one.
I still like the way you say Reflow, I find it funny.
ZZ Flow. It's his rapper name, isn't it?
Because it doesn't say ZZ anywhere in the name, so I find it hilarious.
I'm sticking with it. I'm committed now.
He said he found it funny, so I think you've got to see the approval.
Sat here stroking my beard, which I just realised I haven't washed in about 3 days, so that needs to have a wash tomorrow.
Alright, here we go then. Dry drier than it was yesterday. I would love to have this weather. I'd love to have this weather in England where we're actually situated.
Oh, it was lovely today, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was absolutely
nice.
lovely. It was lovely today.
I mean, just ask, right?
Yeah, go on.
What is going on with the world that it's like 15 degrees and beginning like the middle of February?
Global warming, mate. And that's the simple fact of it. That's the simple fact.
I don't want to die.
Ah, well, it's just going to be like a sort of for a bit. So Hamilton leads us away on his tyres, and Josh has not gone for the soft tyres. I assumed he would, but lots of drivers, 3 drivers outside of the top 10 are going on the soft tyres. I tell you what, though. Whoa, as you already see, a Sauber getting out of shape.
Reflow probably in the worst position of the bunch, to be honest. As Steve's in P10 didn't get free tyre choice. James Braden in 11th. I think the interesting ones are going to be Stroud, Samu and Bromudinho, because they're all on soft compounds.
It will be an interesting one. Let's have a look at Brumardinho, the Swiss driver here in Toro Rosso, aiming to improve on a race. He missed out in Japan to join it, but he has been here since Singapore, and he's just a fun guy, and I really hope that he sticks in for Season 4. The drivers have been asked to confirm who is here to stay in Season 4, who is here to stay in the league for Season 4, but no cars have been offered yet.
Have we?
The Premier drivers have. GP2 drivers haven't been given that yet because of the championship fight. There's no point.
Thank God for that, because I was about to say, what have I missed something? You gave me a little bit of an existential crisis there, mate.
Nah, it's just because the Premier drivers, we have a fluctuating numbers system with it. So the drivers sometimes we'll have like 12 drivers, sometimes we'll have, as tonight we'll have 16 drivers. But with GP2 we're consistently around the 19-20 mark, so we don't need to worry about that, and plus the championship fight is so much closer in GP2. Lee Nell last night took the championship lead by 1 point ahead of T. Jonas. So if you don't watch GP2, I implore you, get caught up and join us in the next live stream next week on Wednesday. It's going to be a cracker as we head to Mexico.
Also, you see me there, so if that doesn't say you on it, then
oh yeah, Alex in the Williams.
Don't mock me, okay? Don't mock me.
I can't mock you. I love the Williams. I love this year's car. Yeah. It was my favourite car until the McLaren came out.
It was mine until the Red Bull came out.
Though the new Mercedes looks lovely. You have to say that.
I like the new Haas as well.
The Haas, I think you just need to make it gold on the side, and I'm fine with it. Alrighty then.
There we go then. Let's have a, do you want me to take you to the start, or do you want to do it now?
Well, I'm going to ask you to just find a random driver in the mid-pack, mate. I'll take us through what's happening at the front. You take us through if anybody crashes or spins around on lap 1, because we're going to get a 5 red lights here in America. The lights are out now, the drivers are away. Now it's a terrible start. Weisslich not moving at all. Raikkonen having to take a great big overtake there. Already off the line into P2. And now Weisslich's in trouble. He's being swallowed up by literally everyone into T1. Nobody spins, nobody goes wide. Oh, there is the Haas contact in the background though.
Oh my god. Reflow's got damage, I think. Either that or he just got a poor exit. I'm really confused about that one, I'll be honest. It wasn't the cleanest of getaways for any driver. I don't really know what happened there, mate. It's a bit of a messy one.
It really wasn't. It's like the car just did not move at all off the line. Wasn't bogging down, folks. He did not move. That Renault struggling with deployment issues, now is struggling at actually moving issues.
Yeah, one of the biggest losers is Reflow, who has gone down 6 positions. Nikos has gone down 11 positions. As Reflow now trying to overtake Nikos on the back straight. We'll look at this one. Why? Well, anyway, I'll let you guys know. As here we go, there looks like obviously no DRS to be deployed yet. Reflow in overtake mode. They're trying to get, and this is like Nikos is trying to get as much slipstream as you can up from Samu. But Samu has almost lost 2 positions there, and he gets overtaken by Nikos, and he's about to lose the position to Reflow, it seems. He's holding it up, means this is a bad battle. Samu doesn't seem to have the grip on those soft sides at the start, mate.
So coming through, traction now for the first time is Reflow, and he's having a try, but he just can't get it down. Sam's incredibly quick in a straight line, but it seems that he just hasn't got the grip yet.
No, exactly. Keeping up close to the front. It seems like Hamilton's kind of moving on here. He's getting away from our previous winner, which was of course Kimi Raikkonen. So keep watching this one.
Danny inside goes Glock on Jesse Tony. Toro Rosso, Danny inside of the Red Bull. The Red Bull's got nothing to answer for, and now the Toro Rosso will fly down into the S's to see if he can stay ahead of that charging bull.
Orchard David and Josh side by side through the S's. Oh no! There was contact made. Surely Josh has to get back in position back. There's no way. He looks, yeah, he's giving it back. I don't really know what happened there. They're both taking evasive action. Strange one.
Well, Josh has handed it back, but is he going to keep it? Because he's going to chuck it up the inside here towards the DRS state. You can do it here. It's going to be difficult. Whoever gets it on traction, by the looks of it, it's David. That car, that Williams, is so loose. It's unbelievable. But no DRS available yet. And the Williams, look at that. David's running him out of road everywhere he goes. One move, two moves. Oh, that's it. You can't make another one, David. And down the inside goes Josh. Is he running him out of road? He's trying, isn't he? Oh, he's tapped him!
There was a bit of a tap. Oh, the McLaren not wanted. Oh my! Sheesh!
I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one that reacts like that.
As now the flow is to go right in the back of Samu. Samu's been so slow in the corners, mate. The flow had to brake way too early there.
But yeah, that's the perfect place, isn't it, for Sam to be slow, because it means that Reflow just can't make a move. Look at Brumadinho, he's right on the back of Stam even. The other Haas, the Haas are struggling tonight as they weren't in GP2. He's having a look down the inside, is Brumadinho. The Swiss driver goes up the inside, he has passed him, and the Haas has no answer to it.
Yeah, I know. This is a very big train that has been created now. Again, these guys have to play smart now. There's DRS this lap. The driver's gonna have to remember that one. As the flow goes on the inside. What a move!
It's not happened yet. There's contact, and Stam stays ahead. He is there, finally! Reflow is through. In all of this, Glock has been repassed by Jesse Tony. Those two going at it. I think, let's just have a look at what's happening at the top, because I don't think Kimi's got the pace right now to pass Hamilton. Hamilton on the ultra soft tyres is just flying away at this point. Now Glock once again is passing Jesse Tony. Jesse Tony down the inside. Glock down the inside, and they're both making contact with Perez. Perez struggling, and Glock. Oh, how did that not happen? There's Josh on the inside. Oh, he's been pinned! They're pinning Jesse! Very messy start here in Prem. And drivers just can't find any gap on this tight and twisty American circuit.
Christian Horner will be fuming at the other drivers there. Jesse Tony left with nowhere to go, really. I don't know if he's got wing damage because he doesn't have the pace. As Josh sort of collects the back of him, Josh goes for a move here, and this oh my lord.
Yeah, that's an aggressive little tap from the Williams there, saying let me through. Look at Perez, go! He's been pinned towards the pit wall by Fotio. Fotio pushing well, Perez pushing him off, going no, don't you dare pin me against the pit wall. And Glocky has slipped through, so Perez still stuck in P6.
Reflow's got Brumodinho. I don't know what happened to Brumodinho. He seems to be having a good Grand Prix, but
Fotio's got it wrong. Fotio is going slow. Has he been hit? He has. Orchard David. Has he hit him? No damage on that McLaren.
Don't know, mate, but Fotio is completely in gravel. Those soft tyres are going to be absolutely destroyed at this point.
Orchard David retires. I think that was avoidable contact from what I saw. But now we're looking at Josh trying to get past Perez, who is trying to get past Glock. These drivers are pushing absolutely hard. Sector 2, we have a yellow flag that can bring up a safety car, but Josh has got the pace rather than Perez has got the pace. Josh down the inside of the Force India. He doesn't try it on the Toro Rosso as well. There's too big a gap, and now the Force India is dropped down into P7.
Yeah, we're flows into P11 though. So that's he's almost recovered his drive. Biggest move at this point, Brumodinho, Orchard Day, and also along with that, Glocky and Josh. Speaking of Glocky and Josh, here we go then.
Williams versus Toro Rosso. They're getting very close together. The lead at the top is coming down as well. Tuzman's going in trouble, and now Glock is under pressure. Josh is looking to go down the inside. He is trying to force, look at that, a textbook fake out, and he has completely faked Glock out of any chance of defending. But it goes side by side up towards T1. This is normally where you see a driver trying to get underneath the other car, but it seems Josh has got that covered. In the background you see Braden and Jesse going side by side as well. Josh is through, but that car is so unstable. Lee is out in sector 3, but that's just because he is not continuing on in this race anyway. And now Josh has got to fly away from Glock, and Glock is struggling to control that car.
Yeah, good stuff from Josh so far.
Oh, side by side for the Mercedes and Red Bull, right on the same wavelength there. Sector 1, we do have a yellow flag. I'm not sure who that will be. Probably Lee's ghosted car. But now James is through, and he's passed the Frenchman in Red Bull.
Thing is though, DRS and ERS and Slipstream have got into factors. Oh no, Jesse Tony needs to be offensive and defensive, as he's got Nikos right behind him, and looks like Jesse might lose another position if he's not careful. Here we go then.
Very simple move from the 75 car down the inside, and you see, look at that, Jesse's got nothing to answer for. Those ultra soft tyres starting to struggle, I think, in this Grand Prix.
Yes, and I think this is going to be one of the strangest Grand Prix to come. Speaking of people though, the ultra soft tyres dropping, the flow is caught onto the back of this train. You say we could probably go for a podium, but I don't think that's going to be possible at this point. However,
oh, Glock's got it wrong in the final corner. Now Perez is having a look to try and pass him. Josh has passed Tuzmus, and Weisslick is in the pit lane. Same with Jesse Tony.
The ultra riders coming into the pits, surely for medium tyres, mate. Surely.
Down the inside goes Perez on Glock. Glock has damage on his front wing. No wonder he's struggling in this car. And Perez once again is through into P5. But how long will that last? Glock, with that damage, is still incredibly quick through the S's. Though he has just gained that time penalty there for something that's completely wrong. Tuzmus in the wall! Oh!
The session.
So that was a big slide, enough for him to leave the session. Really, he needs to come back in and retire that car properly, unless he thought that that car was going to be terminally damaged.
I don't know, mate, but what an interesting one we've got. As Samu, Bramodinho and Stan are all right behind Reflow. He's got a little bit of a train behind him now. Obviously, Samu with the use of DRS. Let's see what they get. Let's see what Sammy can do. It looks like an easy job. Although Reflow, he will try and late braking, maybe go on the cutback. Don't know about that one. He's got. Ooh, it's interesting. Reflow goes for the move. Sticks it down into water. Move by the Welshman. And he's. Oh, does it? Oh, it's interesting. They've got helicopter shots going on right now. No, Stan's got it, but he got a bit wavy on the exit. No, he still holds on for now. What racing we've seen so far in Austin, mate.
We really have, and you see Bramodinho not putting any throttle inputs in, doesn't want to get any close to the back of ZZ Flow, and now he's having a look, he's down the inside, and look at that, Bramodinho making a move, and I think, to be fair, that was, even you have to admit there, I think Luke Turn did a little bit early there.
I don't think Reflow will be happy about that one. I think there will be some experimental language in the cockpit of Reflow. Because that was a weird move to go for. To be honest, I don't know how you see it, but that's how I see it. I'm not saying that to you, mate. I genuinely think that's a bit of a silly move because he genuinely knocked Reflow off the circuit. I think Reflow will come back with hell and leather coming up later on because I don't think he'll be too happy or too impressed.
Well, he's got to catch up to the back of that Toro Rosso first, and we'll keep an eye on this battle as it goes on. Battles are forming all around the track right now. This is the battle for where are they? About I think P7, P8, and it all getting. Yeah, I think he's not happy, is he?
No, trust me, I know he gets annoyed at the smallest bits of things. He's one of those drivers that blames himself after he's got DRS here.
Big lag from Stam, though.
Oh my Yes, big lag from Stan.
I'm gonna turn off that. Glock trying to go down the inside of the championship leader Nikos. He's still there. He's just gonna get it under him here for traction. He has managed to get it there, and Nikos has got no answer right now. But on traction, it seems Nikos has got it. Now they're heading towards side by side. But remember, Glock has damage on that front wing. He's got it underneath the Ferrari. What a move for the wounded Toro Rosso, and Braden's getting even closer, and almost losing the front wing again on the side of that. And James, big lockup as he tried not to decide to become part of the Honda engine on the back of that Toro Rosso.
Yeah, what a strange race we are seeing.
No DRS. No DRS for Glock. Is that a fault?
I don't know. If so, Glock's woes continue. As the price that Weaslick has gone, I suppose Jesse's gone to the super softs. Does that imply rain's on the way? It doesn't look very dark. I don't think it was last.
It might be just a different strategy. Then go on like the harder compound later on.
I don't know, man. I don't know. As Glocky through here is just so slow. I don't know how.
That's down to the damage on the front end.
Yeah, man, but that's holding up the other drivers. As Weaslick is literally about to come on to the back of this battle here. The flow looked a lot more fast out in Japan, you have to say.
Yeah, it seems that drivers are struggling, and Glock there protecting the outside. That's normally his signature sign, saying that he wants to go back underneath the other car. Double lockup for the Mercedes, and Glock, I don't think he has got as much pace. I think he's actually let James through this time, thinking, right, no point pushing there, because that's I think he must be preparing to come into the pits, because those tyres are going to start to struggle, and I think that damage is starting to affect him quite heavily.
Mate, I've seen Reflow there trying to get some heat into his tyres. Do you think the Super's also practically dead at this point?
Well, Hamilton's in. The race leader is in, and Raikkonen now leads in Austin. Reflow struggling on traction. I think that he may have overheated his tyres.
I have to agree with you there, mate. Glocky's also in. He's in on the super soft.
Yeah, there's something wrong with. I think that was down to lag there with Easy as he was moved out. I think he was like lag hit by Stam on his screen. That's not a difficult decision, not a difficult thing to avoid, but it's still a pain. And Glock, his woes continue. Look at that. Hopefully Toros can fix his rear wing for, to be open for DRS in the pit lane.
Well, he's going to need it, DRS. Oh, Reflow!
There it is. Yeah, overheated tyres. Sauber. Oh, he's in track. He's hit Hamilton. Big crash.
I don't think he could have helped. I don't think he could have. The first retired. I don't think that was intentional there, mate. I don't think he had much control of the car.
No. Look at that. Weisslich as well. Weisslich in the gravel as well. The Renault out of the session. I have to agree with you, mate. The Sauber had no control either, and Hamilton had nowhere to go. Racing incident.
So now we only have 11 drivers left because Two Smith and Socio have both left the session.
Yeah, good spot there, mate. I was about to read out their names.
So we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers.
Yeah, 5 drivers are out here in Austin. Well, I think that's still a little bit better than the what was it? 10 drivers we lost last night in GP2.
I don't know. I was one of the victims. You have to admit though, VSR Justice doing a very good job up front in second position.
He really is. Remember, has Raikkonen pitted?
I don't think so.
No, neither of them have pitted. Was the yellow flags? Hamilton driving slowly to get his car repaired. I think this is going to be a tough ask for that Mercedes to win this Grand Prix now.
He's still well within the. He's not in boxing. I don't understand.
He's going very slowly around.
What?
Come on, David. David is only a reserve driver though, so he's just looking at the race night, and clearly he's not happy. I don't know what he's doing. If he's waiting for the leader, I will be very, very upset with him. I am going to keep an eye on him because this is looking very odd.
This could ruin the race for the drivers, you know. Obviously, I don't want to point fingers.
It's yellow flags. What is he?
I think he's waiting for the leader. Does this mean we restart the race in this case? 'Cause this is not right.
I will be having strong words with this driver if he does what I think he's going to do. But I don't think he will. This is a league race.
Yeah, but he could be that keyed off, mate. Because this is weird. This is abnormal.
This is. We're sorry that we're focusing on this right now, but
I'm gonna look at Raikkonen. I'm gonna follow him through. Just keep an eye on Hamilton.
I want to see what's happening.
I'm worried now.
Yeah, this is something. Nikos in the pit lane, championship leader in, and there you see what's he doing. He's out wide.
He's waiting. He's definitely waiting.
He's got a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Yes, he's just what?
The steward thought he gained an advantage there, but
I think maybe he took a moment to talk about his thoughts, but this is one I think the stewards will be having a look at for going in unnecessarily slow on the racetrack.
No, because he's still going unnecessarily slow. Look at him.
What on earth is going on here?
Raikkonen's going to catch up, and so is Josh.
Yeah, very confused.
If he doesn't box this lap, then he's doing something on purpose here, which I think might get him in trouble. So, but I'm genuinely asking here, as a viewer, want to see good racing, doesn't he restart the race? Because this surely can't be allowed as a final result. We
will have a look. Green flags waving right now as Hamilton. What is Hamilton going to do? He's not making any effort to go to the pit lane right now. He is slowly going into the pits. That is the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen in league racing. To do another sighting lap just because you have a damaged wing. I'm sorry, but that is disgraceful.
Until you get held up here, yeah, he's changing his wing.
If he's done it to hold someone up in the pit lane. But, sorry, Kimi pits, we'll try and move past this, but that was absolutely disgraceful. James Braden now leads here in SFR ahead of Samu and Brumadinho, though these drivers have not pitted. We will see, I wonder if, that's a bit odd, because imagine if James was wanting to pit that lap.
Yeah, no idea, but when they focus on this, that in the pit stops, VSR Josh is caught right on the back of Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah, just saw that. That is gonna definitely. Perez and Tony are out though. After just stopping, big crash between Jesse Tony and Perez in the S's. We'll see if we get a better look at them as we're coming down. But that accident, we'll have a look.
These were down to 10. These were down to 9.
That's a big incident between Jesse Tony and F1 Perez. And now Josh is getting closer to the back.
Surely Josh can just bide his time. We're not even halfway through the Grand Prix yet. It's a very long Grand Prix. Surely he can just bide his time at this point and just wait it out.
Yeah, it will be one to look at.
I just don't really know what about. He's still going slow as Hamilton.
Is he now?
He's not going as fast as anyone normally should.
I don't know what he's planning right now. If he's been contacted by another driver asking him to slow down and cause havoc, then there will be words. James has been impeded by his teammate by having to pit a lap later than his teammate now, and we're going to see what's happening right now. I'm very confused about what's happening right now.
James Braden, an extra lap on this. You say it better than I do, so I'll let you say his name every time.
James Braden. Yeah, James Braden. He's in the pit lane. He's coming now up. I'm gonna try not to do that. I really hope that he doesn't find that offensive.
He's gonna come right out. When he comes out, Glocky will be there. As F1 Paris left session, but Glocky's right there, and Braden's on cold tyres.
Yeah, Glock's got to give it up. Glock must be counting his chickens after the incidents there. Perez being out, Tony being out, and now Josh on the back of Raikkonen. Both of these guys trying to get through Too's Moose's ghost car, the spooky, scary Sauber there. That's the ghost of Sauber's past right there.
Actually, Kimi Raikkonen is going to get DRS off of a ghost car, so I think he'll be safe this time round.
That's the wrong Ferrari I've just selected. I've selected Nikos by accident. He'll have DRS and he'll have that off Brumadinho as well.
I think he just caught up to Brumadinho going the straight rate. Sorry, my throat's going to be good.
It's alright, mate.
I think he got up to Brunandinho down the straight, mate. I don't think he was a second behind. As right now, Brunandinho is kind of acting as a brick wall for these guys.
There will be
is on 11 lap older tyres here, so he's not going to be as comfortable. Will he allow these guys through is the question. I don't think he will. He's got to fight for more positions he can get. He obviously has to box at some point, but he obviously doesn't want to get overtaken and lose position time to Sam. But maybe he can use one of these guys to rig gun on it. I have no idea what his plans are.
Well, look at there's little bit. There's two moves there for Raikkonen. Raikkonen down the inside into T1, and Brunandinho got nothing to answer for. Where's Josh? Josh down the inside as well. So Brunandinho, that shows the advantage of the slick tyres, the fresh slick tyres versus the worn ones. Now pushing through, Raikkonen. Oh, that's a struggle there for Kimi, and even more for Josh. Look at the struggle on that car. It's not enjoying itself, is it?
No, I don't at all. Glocky and James Braden are stuck together though. I think he actually overtook Glocky, didn't he? Or was Glocky? No, James Braden was ahead of him.
He did for a moment.
Here we go. For a moment, but he wasn't able to do it. Ghost car. This is the issue in ghost cars. We still think there's 11 drivers left. There's only actually 9. As VSR Josh is again. Kimi Raikkonen has got DRS off Samu. What lap do you think we'll see the soft drivers go for box? I don't think we'll see a box for a while, mate.
I think we'll see the drivers go to about lap 15 or 16, and that shows by look at the speed difference between the drivers right now. Josh, look at down the inside goes Kimi. Kimi trying to pass him at traction. He has managed to pass him at traction, and now Josh has got the rolling road of the Haas blocking him. Can Josh make it through here? I don't think he can. I don't think he'll have the. He's got to have the patience right now. Maybe chuck it up in the final corner as Josh has done so many times in this race. No, he hasn't. So Sam deciding to defend it just as well. Look at the traction difference though on exit.
I think that was just confidence by Josh. He knew that Samu's on all the tyres. He knows he can easily get the move done down here without causing any issues for Samu. But Samu might try and come back. This is not on the grip though, I don't think, mate. Oh, actually, on the exit. Oh my lord.
Very close. Haas wanting a good position. They had a 4th place last night in GP2. Can they get one better and go 3rd and have a great week in SFR? I think it's going to be a struggle with Nikos in P5. It's going to be a big struggle. See what we can do.
Yeah, and then it's James Braden up next, who is leaving Glocky in the dust. But at the minute, I think James Braden on 2 young being a shout within a shout of a podium.
It really can go any way right now. We're all still pretty shocked. I'm going to check in. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Now we're going to look at Brunandinho, who's on the same strategy as Sam. He's still with it. I think if he gets fast tyres early on, ahead of Sam, and gets clear air, he could still be in with a shout for a podium, couldn't he?
Easily, without question, my friend. But obviously, again, talking of podiums, we do talk to the podium after the race. We try and get them in. So have a little Q&A with the boys and try and figure out what's going through their head and what will go through their head during the race. As Josh is really caught back up to Raikkonen at the moment.
Yes, Josh is trying to say these two are so evenly matched. It can go either way right now. I don't know who to say. I'd love it for Kimi to win where Kimi won in 2018 on the 2018 game, but I think Josh has got the overall pace on this track, but Kimi has the pace in the right places at this point, doesn't he? Like on the exits and corners he's got it, and Josh is just killing those rear tyres by scrubbing them on the track so much with the slides.
I think Kimi's the man in control at the minute. He's got the confidence after winning last week's race. There's something about his demeanour tonight that just shows that he is the much faster and stronger man. However, I know VSR Josh from other races. I know him from the leagues. We know he's a fighter. He'll give it everything he's got.
Yes, VSR Josh is now pushing hard. 4 attempts separating these two. Late braking will separate them at the end of the straight. Going up the hill, then they're going to go back down it again. I see Braden now getting close to, Hamilton letting Brunandinho through. Now, here we go. Raikkonen goes defensive into the straight. Josh goes even deeper onto the inside, onto the marbles. And Hamilton on exit. He's got him on exit, but he's got a sweep round, and there it is. Josh running his line out just that little bit wider to force the Ferrari out. Look at the slide though again.
What the hell? What a line that was from Kimi Räikkönen. Yellows, oh my! Don't know what yellow was.
Kimi was forced to go wide by Josh. What's happened with Hamilton?
Again's going slow for no reason.
Yeah, the stewards have been informed by myself of going unnecessarily slowly on the track. I'm really not happy with him right now. Brumadinho does pit though in all of this, and now Kimi Räikkönen, as I remember how to say his name, is on the attack now on Josh. He's got to get past the Briton in that car.
We know what we've seen so far is that Kimi is much more clean and confident in this section of the track. If my knowledge, like he's sticking with Josh at least. If not, he's caught him a little bit. Just seems a little bit more comfortable as Hamilton's retired. Thank God for that. No
Hamilton retires. There will be words from the steward to the reserve driver. He is letting drivers through. Lee, he is, but at the same time, earlier on in the race, he was going unnecessarily slowly. So we'll have a look because he spent an entire lap doing nothing for a minute.
Yellows in sector 1.
That'll be Hamilton.
Okay, thank you. There's Räikkönen though. He's not going to go for a move. Oh, we thought about it, did the fake. Or actually, I think just made a tiny mistake which kind of invited Kimi to have another go. Not quite yet though. I think Kimi just got to wait for the next straight and he'll just keep it in line. Don't make any silly manoeuvres. Kimi just breaks a lot later though and gets so much better run. Yeah, there's in sectors 1 and 2. That's James Brady, I think.
Drivers pushing as hard as they can now. Sector 3, we have a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that is down to. Now you see drivers pushing as hard as they can.
Yes, as Kimi is losing time to Josh. Stewards in sector 3 again. Surely there's something this time. Nope, no, there's not. Stewards, what the hell are you doing?
That'll be the. I think that's yellow flag glitch there on the pit straight, which is a pain.
Here we go then. As I said though, Kimi is just stronger to the section of the track every time. Let's see if he does it again this time.
Look at the way he dances through. He drives through like it's nothing.
And look at the way Josh has to wrestle his car to get through there.
At the same time, Kimi is affected by dirty air at this point. Look at the big snap there as he snaps the car straight around. He's lost a little bit of time there. It's getting very difficult here for Kimi to even fathom Hamilton leaving the session, and now pushing hard is Kimi.
He's a lot closer this time. He's a lot closer than Josh. He was to Josh last lap. Still don't think he's close enough, but progress is progress. Yeah,
my rule in this situation is if I'm within 2 tenths and I've seen the driver consistently have a weak defence in a certain corner, I then will chuck it up the inside. But 2 tenths is really what I'm thinking. Okay, they're going to get closer and closer and battling. And right now, Hamilton has got. Look at the end that slide from Josh. I don't know what he's doing to those tyres, but it can't be good.
No, absolutely. I think this is kind of playing into Räikkönen's hands a little bit.
Oh, that's not.
That's an interesting way of going out of the circuit, but he didn't lose too much time there, I don't think.
No, he hasn't. Initial getaway on the straight, though, even with DRS, Josh is faster. So Hamilton's got to get him somewhere in the corner, but he gains about 2 tenths here. He's aggressively starting to attack now. So I think Hamilton... Go on.
Just let you know, you're saying Hamilton is
Am I sorry? Räikkönen. I'm broken now.
Yeah, you kept saying it over and over again. I was like, you're going to confuse people, you know. So I just thought I'd interrupt you and say...
I'm doing a Crofty. I'm doing a Crofty right now.
There you go then. Josh seems to have a bit more of a gap this time around, actually.
He does. He's pushing, but I think he's pushing too much through the S's, and he's in fact losing time.
You said Hamilton again.
Sorry, Räikkönen. I've got Hamilton on the brain right now. Oh my god! I need a moment to reset. I'm gonna have a drink.
What's your drink of choice?
Class A7 Trent water.
Nice. This time though, Räikkönen's got so much of a better exit. He's actually, again, still worked out to be either the same gap or just as close to Josh.
I think you said Hamilton there now. I think I've infected you.
Why
Kimmy,
are you
right.
doing this to me?
I'm going to say Kimmy now. Kimmy is now getting close. I'm going through puberty. Kimmy is getting close to the back. He's pushing hard. Look at that. Consistently going wide there. In fact, he lost time that time going wide. But he's definitely now getting annoyed that he's not in P1, isn't he?
Oh, it's got to be annoying as a driver, though. However, I think Josh has got penalties where Kimmy hasn't to ruin the racing surprise. Kimmy's got one.
Oh, Kimmy's in the grass! Kimmy doing a Nico Rosberg, losing the back end as he's coming down, and he just hit the grass, and that could be race over if Josh can carry on the speed and Kimmy loses the power. I'm making sure it's Kimmy this time in my brain, but he has managed to save the car. But what a mistake there! Exactly what Nico Rosberg did in 2015.
Yeah, but as you said though, we were talking about tyres. I still think Josh is in a worse way more than Raikkonen, so I think we're going to have to wait later on in the race to see Kimi come back. He's still got DRS though on Josh, so that's going to be an interesting one. He'll have a bit more speed, so he'll stay within. And I think this is kind of the gap that both drivers need. Because having the car constantly behind you, if you can't overtake, you get frustrated. Now he's got maybe one lap to catch up to Josh before he goes for another couple moves. But even so, that mistake didn't really lose him so much time to Josh, which reiterates our points that Kimi is just the faster driver right now.
It really is going to be an interesting race right now, and I don't know where to call it right now. The Ferrari wants to win.
Let's have a quick check at this one. Brumadinho and Sanu having a battle. Ding
yeah,
dong.
the closest battle on track.
However, fuel for Brumadinho is struggling, and so is his ERS. He's run out of ERS. But to be fair, Brumadinho is on a lot more fresh super soft tyres, so I don't know why he's pushing so much. But probably he doesn't know that.
I think he had to do the gap. He had to get the gap. Remember, he pitted after Brumadinho, and he got pitted after Sam, and he got caught up a little bit in the gap.
Right now though, Kimi is caught right back up to Josh as he does so much better through the S's. It's beautiful to see with the helicopter shots.
So we're going to drop back down though on the stream and have a look at the Brumadinho battle. He's on the inside as Sam is now getting passed and by Brumadinho. Now he's got to sit line astern and go through, but the gap increasing at the top, then decreasing, ebbing and flowing for the Ferrari versus Williams battle.
Mate, just let you know, Josh's tyres are beginning to blister.
Are they now?
Yes.
The gap is coming. Look at that on the straight. He must have got such a better exit there for Raikkonen. Raikkonen having a look, but there is... Oh, look! How close does he want to get there?
I think this is just frustration
There's
now.
a slide.
Josh makes a mistake. I told you his back tyres just blistering. I don't know whether Kimi's watching the stream or not, because it seems he's lit up as it said. There's blistering going on, but he made a mistake there on the exit and won that corner and only 6 cents back again. Josh is doing well because Kimi's running out of laps now, as we said. Or as he makes another mistake, I don't know what's going on.
But now Kimi will smell blood in the water. He can smell that Williams isn't that not all is right with the number 6 Williams. So the number 4 is going to try and pass him.
Look how much he catches him on the back straight. It's ridiculous.
He really does. Now, the Ferrari has the pace, I want to say, but Josh, I almost want to say he's got the racecraft. It's either way right now. Both of these guys know what to do. You see, look at that, Raikkonen taking a much different line through the S's, missing the first apex then to try and get the better launch along the run-up, but the gap's still stagnant, about 5 or 6 tenths.
As Brumadinho and Sanu, they're very close. I'm going to keep my eyes at these guys through the S section then, because I feel like contact can be made. These guys obviously not. Samu just the same. Somehow, Samu is a lot more confident through here than Brumadinho. But Samu's the back end there a little bit. All very testy. As down the back straight, Josh this time probably had a much better exit because either that or Kimi Raikkonen made a mistake because the gap is now down to only 3/10 of a second actually. So I'd say that I made a big mistake. As Kimi loses the back end a little bit, or that was lag, I'm not too sure.
No, it was his back end is going. I think Kimi's tyres are starting to get into the same condition as Josh's. This race will be done with whoever has the least worn tyres at this point.
Which I have to say, based on how the driving is, Josh has more worn tyres.
He does, but at the same time, he might be able to control that better.
Good point. We know Josh is a very fast driver, very competent driver. But Samuel and Bromodinho, they've stuck together, to be honest.
They really have. I think be interesting to see what the Toro Rosso can bring towards the end of this race. Remember, only 5 laps to go, or 6 laps to go. Sorry, here in America, and look at that. The temperature's coming down, and that's a penalty for Kimi. Is that going to kill the race for Kimi?
I think that's curtains, mate. We'll check Josh. He's got 1 warning past the penalty, so he looks fine. So Kimi has got to. Kimi now knows, surely, to be safe, he has to overtake Josh.
He has to pass him on track with penalties to win, and he's closer. There's a lot of time. He lit up the rear tyres there. DRS open now. You see the little pin rising up on it. There we go. Going defensive is Josh. Josh going defensive. There's actually a move happening now. Everybody hold on to your seats because of the Ferrari trying to go round the outside of the Williams. The Williams gets a better run out of the corner, but the Ferrari is still there. He's going down the inside. And Josh is just, he's not forced off the track, 4 wheels still on the track. Whoa, lighting up those rear tyres as he tries to get the car back in, tries to force it to turn, going, no, you will turn, I'm not losing this race.
Well, now this is the guy. I tell you what, something tells me Kimi not be listening to the stream after that, mate.
Brumardinho has been passed by Sam. These two are going at it as they go through Two's Moose's Ghost. The spooky, scary ghost of Sam was passed. Now down the inside is Brumardinho, and he's trying his hardest to defend from Sam. He has defended from him, but Sam going down the inside of traction.
Jesus. Oh my God! They've done that brilliantly! Normally when you go for a move down there, you collide. These guys did that like pros. As Raikkonen's lost it to Josh!
Yeah.
He didn't speak like that!
Well, I just switched on it, and now Josh is going to try and stay ahead in the S's. We know this is where Kimi's strong. Kimi has got his eyes on the back of that Williams. He's trying to avoid the dirty, but that's the killer right there. It just bites him and hits him like a wall.
Mate, Kimi has wind damage.
Kimi has damage on his car. Is there?
Yeah, there was a bit of a smash behind Josh's car. I think there was a lag hit for Kimi. So I don't know if there was a bit of debris that came off it. Samu and Brumardinho is still ahead. As now both these guys are low on fuel if you look at their fuel gauges. So it's going to be an interesting one. We're down to 8 drivers now. Sam's kind of enjoying a bit of a race.
Josh just forced Kimi to cut the corner there, and Kimi is not happy.
Thing is, they're still playing into Josh's hands.
It is.
Extra penalty.
It's any way that Josh can get this. Oh,
Samu,
this battle is going for it though.
Samu, going for a move. Oh, Brumardinho.
Going back for it.
Sticks in that little. What an audacious move there. These guys think they're just doing it for fun now.
Now Sam on the inside, the Spanish driver bouncing the Swiss driver off a little bit. They'll be yelling in German there, and I don't think or French even, depends what part of Switzerland Brumardinho is from. But he is pushing as hard as he can, and now the gap is coming down. I think Raikkonen is struggling with that damage on his nose.
Yeah, you can tell. I think this it's getting darker as well, mate. I just saw a spot of rain.
It is not raining on my screen yet, but there could be a little bit of rain towards the end of this race, which could really light up it. Oh, Kimi! Big catch there! Oh, I think to be fair, the Ferrari is not going to be red for much longer after that one.
We'll be turning green, that's for sure. What did we just witness?
Big slide though, and now you're seeing Sam is pushing hard.
How is Kimi caught right back up to Josh?
Kimi, I think they're just both equally as quick as one another, if not quicker.
He's never going to drop back. But to say, he's put it. Samu has run out of fuel and he's using as much. None of these guys are the RS to give, mate. That's how sad it is for these guys. They've run out of the RS, they're running out of fuel. It's just that the shambles here for the Toro Rosso and the Haas car. But the battle still remains at the front. Josh and Raikkonen I mean, obviously it's just on track battle. I don't know. I don't think. I think Josh has got it in the bag at this point.
Hamilton's trying Raikkonen's trying everything at that point to check it up the inside to anything.
I'm gonna have to message Lee in a minute and get you fired because it's ridiculous.
She should see me when I do it on my own.
Doing commentary on your own is difficult. That's why they brought me in. There's Samu and Bromaldinho right back at it.
Defensive for the Haas. Now Brumandinho is going to try and make the move. Oh, that was late. That was early braking. That was very, very borderline there for Sam. What he did, what was that at all?
Side by side though, mate.
Sorry, that's broken me. I almost want to say it was a brake check, but there's no evidence of that yet.
No, I mean, here goes Raikkonen on Josh. Is he going to stick it? Yes!
Raikkonen down the inside. Josh has got nowhere to go. The Williams has got the traction though on the inside, and Kimi's just got to get under him. He's got to keep on settling the car. He's not got many laps left. Kimi is pushing for the win, and Josh equally is trying to go for it as well.
What a race we have seen. As Ronaldinho is now in P6 by quite a margin. I don't really know what's happened there. But this is an interesting one though. Raikkonen has a bit more fight in him. I think Josh is kind of just going through the motions now. He knows it's towards the end of the race. Look how much ERS Raikkonen has saved.
Raikkonen is pushing. This is the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. This is when minds are going. And Kimi, that's Flick there, going, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's like the guy at school that's going to go, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you, but never really does it.
Bromaldinho and Samu know what to go in the battle now. As they go to this very long sweeping corner. Man,
Josh is making a mistake. Something's wrong with that Williams. The tyres are gone. And Raikkonen is there.
I'm going to keep an eye on the battle for P6 so you can keep an eye on the battle for the front. As Samu kind of drops out of the second actually, so the battle could be over. The DRS is assisting him back into that second within the gap there. Raikkonen and Josh now, this is the battle. Josh will have DRS though.
Josh will not have DRS on Fotio, but this will help out Hamilton. Hamilton is going to try. This is do or die now. It's now or never. Kimi down the inside, squeezing the Williams, trying to get that exit that he needs on it. He can't get it here, and Josh has got it. Now Josh is going to try and stick it on the inside. Raikkonen trying to dance around the back of that car, trying to make a move. This could end in disaster or glory at this point for the drivers, and they're pushing as hard as they can. They're running each other as wide as they want.
Tell you what, mate, it didn't look like this at the beginning of the race, did it? It didn't look like we had this tasty battle at the beginning of the race, did it? It looked like it was going to be quite the standard race here for Kimi. But Josh coming all the way, I believe, in P12 to come and take this.
They're on to the final lap of the Grand Prix, and the race really is not over.
I think we're going to see Kimi Raikkonen go for a move down that straight, mate.
Kimi has got to make the move soon, and he's got to make it stick this time. He's been dancing around the back of Josh all this time, and he hasn't been able to make the move yet. This will be a colossal cheer from the crowd if Kimi can make it through. Final lap of the Grand Prix, last time through the S's.
He's not going to win the race, mate. He's not going to win the race.
Does he have 2 penalties?
He does have 2 penalties. It's game over for Kimi.
Well, either way, we'll see who wins on track here, Josh or Kimi. Kimi is pushing. We'll have a word with these guys at the end of the Grand Prix. Alex is doing the interviews as I have to rest my voice because there's so little voice left. Now, Josh.
Here we go then! I think he's a bit too far back.
Too far back for this one. If it's do or die, is he going to do it? He's going for it. Look at that.
Oh my lord! Josh,
Josh has still got the traction. And he's just, look at that, he's ran it on the inside of the apex, just stamping on the brake a little bit, going, oh, you can't get behind me. And I think, yeah, that's curtains for Kimi. Though I have seen the race end before here, but Josh is coming through. I've seen things happen at the end of races at this point in the Grand Prix. Anything can happen, people can lose it, but it seems that Josh is still in control. Final corner, on track, barring any serious investigations. Josh wins the closest finish in SFR history, I think there. It says 3 attempts, it wasn't at the line.
And also Nikos comes under a pretty comfortable P3 actually. So And then Braden, actually I'll let you say it, 'cause you say it like that now.
James Braden finishes in P4, and Glock is going to hopefully finish in...
Samu and Borodino on battle there, mate. Sorry to cut you off. Borodino and Samu battling to the very last minute of this Grand Prix. Keep your eyes on these guys. I think it is game over though. I don't think there's anyone to move him. There is not. Samu is missed at 9, but how will penalties affect this? Interesting.
P7 for Sam.
Borodino gets promoted over his teammate.
Ah, yeah, Glock struggled in that race.
And then we're just going to wait for Stram to come and finish the race, and then we'll get ahead with the interviews. As I said, they've for some reason allowed me to take control tonight. So I believe we're just going to try and get all 3 in. Is that correct? Or are we just going to get...
we are going... Nikos does not speak a lick of English, so it'll just be the top 2.
Okie dokie. That's going to be... I might need to bring you in for a bit of help here, mate, now. After that tasty one. Here they come then. Yes, like Josh. With that win for the Williams team, Claire Williams will be very, very happy with that one.
So if they can start 2018, if they can start 2019 with that same winning prowess that they have been shown in league racing, I think it'd be nice and nice and entertaining, wouldn't it? See one of the top 3, one of the either George Russell or what's his name? Robert Kubica. How can I forget that? Robert Kubica winning in the Williams. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to quickly run down the thing?
I shall run down the order because VSR Josh is our winner on track tonight, barring any serious investigations, ahead of Kimi Räikkönen in P2. Nikos in P3, so Ferrari dominance is still on the podium. James Braden in debut was in P4, ahead of Brumadinho in P5, Glock in P6. Toro Rosso pairing switching on penalties. Sam and Stam, the 2 Haas drivers, finishing line astern in P7 and P8. Drivers out of the race were Tuzmus, Fotio, Hamilton, Perez, Jesse, Weisslich, ZZ Flo, Lee and David. What a race indeed.
Interesting. Yep. That's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to talk to these boys. I don't know about you, mate.
It shall be entertaining. Sorry, just getting messages all over the place. What we're going to do, we're going to head over to the podium interviews, but I'm just going to try and get them in early. I know I've got Josh on my friends list, and I don't have Kimmy on them yet, so I'm just going to get Kimmy in now, and I'll invite them now. So excuse us by the screen going blue as we're waiting for that moment. We'll just get Josh in now. Do it via this one, so we can start early. There we go.
So Josh has been invited, and we'll get Kimmy in soon after.
Oh, excuse me, it isn't back on there. There we go.
Right. And now we wait. Is that correct, mate?
Yeah, we just wait and see if either of the drivers will join us.
I suppose you sent them a message saying... But
they will know. They will know. Everyone knows.
Hey, alright, Josh, you alright, man? Good to hear from you.
Just make sure your voice is set to share for me, mate.
Wait to see if it is set to share, and then we'll get underway with the interview.
We'll just wait and see if Kimmy can join.
Yep, we will.
Okay, it's shared now, it wasn't shared.
Well, there we go. So we have Josh with us now, and here's Kimi Räikkönen as well. So you got the top 2 boys. Should be interesting.
All right. So what we'll do, we'll hand you over to Alex for the podium interviews, and I will sit here and see how he does. Silently judging.
Right. So I'm going to quickly go to Kimi first to see what my runner-up. Man, how frustrating is it for you that you didn't manage to pop out the win there?
Oh, what did you say, sorry?
I said, how frustrating was it that you couldn't get the win today?
Oh, no frustration, because I think Josh was a bit faster, so I made too many mistakes and took some stupid penalties. So, but yeah, it was very nice battle. So not really frustrating because I could not win with this penalty anyway. So If I had 3-second penalty, could be different, but I messed it up on that. And but yeah, it was a fun race anyway. I think Josh started from the back, right?
Okay, Josh, I'm gonna go to you. Was it a fun race for you, battling with Kimmy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I started at P13, so it was good fun working my way through the field as well. So good race.
Yeah, sure. Quickly as well. Surely that task must have been daunting for you, because USA isn't the easiest of tracks.
Yeah, I thought I was screwed when I messed up my qualifying, but it all came good in the end, which is the main thing.
So, Kimmy, let's talk about you for a second. Second place, not bad, but it's a good thing after the win last week.
I didn't win last week.
Oh, did you? Oh, you came second, didn't you? My bad.
Yeah, can say
My bad. My bad. I have bad memory. Okay, still a good thing to build on from last week's win.
yeah, but yeah, it's always better to be first than second, but it's okay. I think I should have win last week, but today Josh was very fast, so it was not easy to beat him. He had a very good pace. I didn't know him, so it's nice to drive with people like him.
Interesting. So, Josh, my question for you, you got a win there. What's next for you here?
Just keep having fun. I'm not really in the I'm not in the championship fight, so I can just have fun.
It's the best way to look at things at this stage in the championship. Right, so we're heading to Mexico next week. I'm going to ask you boys both the same question. We'll start with Kimmy. What's your thoughts on Mexico?
It's probably maybe the most funny race of the season, because one stop and two stop are almost the same on that track, so you can see many different strategies. So it should be fun race.
Yeah, what about you, Josh?
To be honest, I haven't done a race around Mexico, but yeah, I don't know. See what happens.
Yeah, I've known you from the leagues. You should be quite quick around there. All right, but I think that's the end of the interviews from my perspective. JB, do you have anything you want to ask these boys?
No, I think you covered it pretty well, apart from one glaring question. Josh, when the hell are you going to make that helmet match to Williams?
I don't even know what my helmet is. It's still pink.
It's bright orange on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll change it.
Alright, so we thank the two of you, and congratulations for P2 and P1 here in America. Well done to the two of you.
Cheers.
Alright, so, Alex, out of that race, on the Racer Monitor out of 10, how was it?
A strong 11 there, mate. You got to be honest. I think we had probably one of the best races, well, certainly that I've commentated on, and I think for you as well. Is it safe to say?
It was a fantastic race, and it's one that I'd very much implore that I watch back again, though I probably will forget and fall asleep later.
Quick question though, mate. I asked these boys, what's your opinions on Mexico, and what do you think next week's holds for the boys?
Mexico is a very difficult track. It'll be one to see what either of these drivers can do. It'll be fun to see if any of the other drivers can get up there as well, because right now these two are sort of running away with it.
Quick question as well, what's the chances that I crash out in Mexico next week?
That is slim to none, because I don't believe you should crash out.
Thank you. See, this is why we're Valentine's partners today, mate.
I forgot about that joke.
I'm bringing it back.
Alright, so we'll leave you here tonight, and next week in SFR we'll be heading over to Mexico, and we'll be going to the Autodromo Hermano Rodriguez in Mexico City. After the Formula E drivers had their crack at it this weekend, we'll be having a crack at it in Formula 1. So, if you want to join us for the GP2 stream, where you'll be seeing Alex fly through the S's like the primeval T-Rex he is, we'll be seeing that on 7:25. The stream will start with me and AJ on Wednesday, and then I will be joined by Alex on on Thursday, same time, day after, to see what these drivers in the Premier Division can do. All I can do now is thank Alex for joining me and going for a nice thing and make me not alone for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you've done the same thing for me, so that's all I'll say. Anyway, guys, I just want to let you know, again, I think I'm sticking around now, so I apologise for that.
Alright, so we'll see you next week for Mexico. Have a lovely time. Have a nice Valentine's Day evening. Don't get too drunk, and we'll see you next time for SpeedForce Racing.